You're listening to the Writer's Way podcast with author Cyrus Stiletto, featuring the book No Life Like a Frac Life. Stay tuned for inspiration, stories, and the Writer's Way.
Good afternoon, Cyrus.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, it's good to hear that. So yeah, welcome to Writer's Way Solutions channel. So then what inspired you to write No Life Like a Frac Life?
Okay, well, I was a fracker, and it motivated me after I saw the crazy things I had to do to make an income going into that career. And to be a college graduate, that was another thing, not having any opportunities. I noticed with all my degrees, well, any lucrative opportunities, I should say. And that's why I went into fracking. And what happened was when all the craziness I seen in the industry, it was just too, I would say, amazing, the things I seen and the kind of money was paid for such a job. You know, after people go out there and get a career, they go to vocational education, which I did, or they go to college, and then they don't make the money that you think they're going to make. I'm one of those people. I fall into that category. And when I went to go do fracking, the money I made is the money I believe you should be making if you have a degree. And people straight out of college went into that industry, and they're making a decent living, which I find crazy. I guess it goes back to what people tell you. If you don't get the right degree or get into the right career, you're doomed. And unfortunately, that's what I went through.
Okay. Now, I believe that, from the protagonist of your book, which is Lorenzo, his journey is based on real life experiences and, somewhat like a people that he encountered, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, what do you hope readers take away from Lorenzo's story?
That reality and fantasy are two different things. Don't think because you're getting into college and you get a degree and everything like that, and everything's going to turn out, perfect, like that fairy tale story. Because in reality, it doesn't. And that's what basically you get out of it.
Okay. And I can see it as well. Many people, assume that jobs in industries like fracking are for the uneducated or desperate. But Lorenzo's story challenges this stereotype, proving that intelligence, strategy, and hard work are required to excel in physically demanding fields. So, Lorenzo starts with a low-paying jobs before entering the fracking industry. So what are the biggest challenges he faces along the way?
It's just trying to, live, basically, just to maintain, your needs versus your wants. I mean, the life of luxury everybody wants, and realizing you may not never have those things. You can work as hard as you can. Sometimes I worked 3 jobs, and I made the money I was making in 3 jobs. I made in that one job. Even though it was a different time period. That's what basically, it's just like I'm saying, like people that just got out of high school making money, that someone that has a college degree and they're making more than a person with a college degree. I find not really unfair in a way, and especially since fracking is not like a career. It's just oil and gas. You go there, you work up, it's just a regular job. But they're treating it like it's more, and that just blows my mind.
Okay, well, not everyone, I can see it that not everyone needs a college degree to find success. Like skilled trades and industries like oil and gas, are viable options. So, now how does his transformation reflect the realities of working class struggles in today's job market?
In the job market, like you're either overqualified or underqualified. It seems like it's either the pay doesn't match with your skill level, or in my case, they'll ask me for a particular thing and I don't have it.
Okay. Now, were there any particular moments in the book that were especially difficult or emotional to write?
In the frac life, it's the most emotional thing is actually all those years of working, and you feel like you didn't really get, and I'm not talking about just assets, you just don't feel like you got where you should have went. All that hard work of 35 years, they, worked all those years, and they really haven't accumulated anything. They're either still working jobs that they don't like, or, it's just something that, to me, they didn't really go anywhere. Or sometimes they pick up some skills. I picked up some skills, but still, I always miss something they want. It's either I'm just ready to get the job and the position, and I just don't have that. I don't have that certification, or I have the wrong degree, or just, and I know this for years, or you miss out on something.
Okay. Now, aside from experience being in a, life of fracking, how did you research? Were you able to do research the fracking industry to ensure an authentic portrayal?
No, I didn't. My brother-in-law was doing it, and he brought me into it. He said he was, he came from another country, and he never really made any real money. And to me, it was like, to someone like him, that was a blessing. Because of his limited education and coming from another country where people struggle financially. So for him, that was like a golden goose. And that's what I'm saying, like in his situation versus mine, I can understand fracking. Like his truck driving and fracking is the only thing he has. He's limited. But I have college degree, vocational education, all this stuff. And it just seems like the companies just don't want to pay me for my skill level. And I see that now across, it ain't just me. I see a lot of times they know they should pay certain people for their skill level or the skills they bring a certain amount of money, and they don't want to. They just want to lowball them. And it happened in Frac too. I worked with 5 guys that had college degrees. 5. They shouldn't have been there, but they're there because the industries they're trying to get into, they wouldn't pay them. They just, and that's the dilemma I see. And my book talks about all the jobs I did have besides fracking, and just talks about the workforce and what I went through. Stay working.
Yeah, the fracking industry is controversial. I know that. And, the experiences that you guys have could raise an important, conversations about the cost of success and what truly matters in life. So, what are some common misconceptions about working in the fracking industry that your book addresses?
Well, you can work hard and all of that, but there's nepotism and favoritism and the buddy system and all those things. You don't even have to be good at it. You just happen to have a cousin or a brother or something, or a family member, or a real good buddy you grew up with, and he just passed away for you. And this is what happened. A lot of good companies would start off great, and I'd work for them, and then their family and friends would come in, and the company would tank. It would go down. They're not hiring people because they had a skill level, or they were competent. They were incompetent, and they were related to them, and they were friends. And it made the company go really down.
Okay. So aside from that, I would like to know, how have readers responded to your book? Like, have you received any memorable feedback that stood you out, as an author?
No, I haven't got any feedback. A lot of books I wrote, as the only thing that's happened is people reached out to me and asked me to spend more, money into the books. That becomes a stress on a guy who has a limited income. I have a limited income. I can't go for every deal out there because, I still have my bills. I still have, things I have to pay for. So that tree right there is something I don't have.
Okay.
And,
now, aside from the books that you publish right now, I believe that you got 6 books published right now. Do you plan to write more books about similar themes or characters?
The other books I wish to write about, I was a bartender for 10 years, and my dad had a bar. My brother took it over, and I was in our family for 75 years, and I wish to write about that. I haven't pursued that yet because it's going to be a tedious thing to write.
Exactly.
And my dad was he had a different lifestyle and had a different upbringing. My dad in the 80s, I'll give you an example. He wore a flat cap. I don't know if you've ever seen that, what a flat cap is. And he had that New Jersey accent, and he smoked a long cigar. And his cigar was as long as his Cadillac. When we made a turn, the Cadillac was still turning. The cars were real big back then. I don't know if you remember that. The huge cars, it was hard to park them. He carried a .38 revolver, and he carried $5,000 cash on him. In the mid-'80s, And he smoked his cigars, and he was a unique person. He was trilingual. We would be in certain places, and he would be speaking English fluently, and then he'd go to Italian, and then he'd go to Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
That upbringing, was unique. At first, I thought it was a Latino, but I found out it wasn't. It was very confusing. So things like that.
Seems like, he is a working class man, a tough guy. I can say again.
Yeah, he was a tough person. He was a tough person. We had two bars. We had one that was a country redneck cracker bar, whatever you want to call it, how you want to phrase it. And then we had a black bar, and he was running two bars, and black bar was by the projects. And drug dealers and pimps and things of that nature, people of lower moral standards, and we dealt with it. So, I don't know, he had two bars with two different classes of rough rednecks and then black guys from the project. I mean, pimps and, dope dealers. We knew they were dope dealers, but I never pried into that. We just knew because of their mannerism, there's certain characteristics back in the day. You knew who did what. Now you don't. Those things are gone.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, interesting story, and I really hope that, you will be able to reach that in which you could publish that, inspirational book. Now, aside from that, if this book were adapted into a movie, who would you cast as Lorenzo?
Well, he has to be Italian because my background is Italian. Mostly, I have other characteristics, actually, if the character could be Cuban, but he would have to. We spent a great time around them, but mostly I'm Italian, but I speak more Spanish than Italian. So, and I've been on several, since the day I was born, people always thought I was Cuban over here in Florida, especially. In Pennsylvania, they thought I was Mexican or something a few times. Even when they didn't see my name, but those kind of things, the character would have to be. He has to have black hair or dark brown hair. He has to be Latino looking, I would say. It can't be blonde hair and blue eyes because that doesn't fit with me. It wouldn't be in Lorenzo's character. Lorenzo's character has to look Italian or Latin.
Okay. Now, one last question. Cyrus, what advice would you give to someone considering a career in the fracking industry?
They have to be young. They have to have no family, like with them, no wife, no girlfriend, no kind of commitment like that. If they do, they're going to have to understand he's going to be gone a long time. He'll be gone 14 days out of he has a 14-day rotation. He comes home 7 days. Your time with him is limited. It is not for raising a child. If you're raising a child, you will not be home. You will miss that child's birthday. You will miss that child's upbringing. You will be at the frac pad because the frac pad is like a marriage. You're committed to it, and you can't have a wife that's waiting for you. And that would be the problem with that.
Okay. Well, no life like a frac life. It would really teach us a powerful lessons about resilience, hard work, and the realities of blue-collar jobs. Like Lorenzo's journey highlights the balance between luck and effort. The physical and emotional toll of fracking and the sacrifices required for financial stability. And the book also emphasizes the importance of financial literacy, as earning more money doesn't guarantee security without smart management as well. So, beyond career success, it raises deeper questions about purpose, fulfillment, and work-life balance. And sharing these lessons, it would help others make informed career choices, like understand the sacrifices behind high-paying jobs and reflect on what truly matters in life. So, Cyrus, I believe that your book is also available in the different online booksellers like Amazon, in which your readers could purchase copies of your book. Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Goodreads, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to know as well, do you happen to have any concerns?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'm not going to take so much of your time. You have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
All
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.